Hello and welcome back to the Gran Turismo 6 demo, otherwise known as the GT Academy 2013 qualifying event. It's been a while since the first video I did. I do apologise, by the way. It's hard enough sort of keeping up with the videos I'm doing on a regular basis, but when real life stuff happens and I have no time for anything else, so yeah, I apologise for the big gap, but at least better late than never, eh? Anyway, last time we had just bought the 370Z, and I think we do the Clubman Cup with that. Yep. So yeah, two very classic tracks. The old Grand Valley East track and the what's now the improved Autumn Ring track, although it still remains the same layout. So we'll do Grand Valley East first. I'll have all this extra stuff to include now with the race entry. I don't know if this is actually all in GT6 itself, but it's pretty cool to see all the information like this. Although I don't like the scrolly bit, I'd rather this all be made to fit one page somehow. Yes, let's enter, and hopefully get some racing done. The loading screens are much more, swish than GT5. I do like that, and of course the visuals are much better as well. Alright, so I am B gaming, and everyone's driving a 320Z, so that's fine. Driving options, manual, please. Can't change tyres. Traction control off. ABS on. Right, that's right. Let's get some racing done. Well, the point isn't to race, it's to get used to the new handling, really. Make sure that, it feels better than GT5. It certainly looks better than GT5, but with the Leaf we saw that the suspension physics have been vastly improved. Alright. It feels very twitchy. The suspension does, it's not as soft as the Leaf, but you can see that, not the best cornering, but go. It's still, it feels like it's soft, but it's not jello like the Leaf was. Hit the curb there. That would have completely knocked your wheel off in real life. Fast on braking. Whoa. Excuse me. The rear wants to brake out, but you can't quite do it because there's a bit too much rear grip. Although it happened there. You have to throw it around, but in GT5 it would have just come out anyway. But in GT6 it seems that it's a lot more planted to the road. Oh, come on! There you go. Oh! Don't want to hit you. Come on! I did actually hit him. That's my bad. It feels a lot more. The car isn't as confident as it felt in GT5, it's definitely more nervous. Which, I guess is a better representation of real life. Because obviously a stock Nissan Z is not going to handle like a race car. And even though I'm driving the pad, I can still feel that, the car, it wants to brake loose, it doesn't quite. Quite handle as sharply as it would in Gran Turismo 5. Come on. Very nice. Smoothness is the key in GT6. There you go, getting loose now. I think the tyres are warmed up sufficiently. Though I don't know how the new tyre indicators work. There's the bars at the bottom left. They change colour when they heat up. What's the 10s beside the tyres? What do those mean? I don't know. It's not really explained anywhere as well. Off-road. like I said, I'm still getting. I mean, hell, I haven't played this for so long. I basically am playing fresh again. You know, it's actually pretty. It's actually a good thing for the video. But yeah, I definitely am enjoying these physics more than GT5s. It's I don't know. It feels more rewarding when you get it right in this. Of course, I love new replay angles as well. Although I'm hoping that they do away with the, you know, these sort of huge panning shots that don't really give you a sense of speed. Or more like this, really, where the car's just going whoosh, and it's really like all. You can see me sort of testing out suspension there. I mean, yeah, the car just, you know, ducks and dives as you handle it, and it feels absolutely great. Oh, it's money. I'm still not sure what happens if you just buy a ton of Nissan Leafs in this. I mean, yeah, I haven't even been told, you know, what the prizes will be and for what game will they be in. I'll assume GT6, but you never know. Alright, let's go to the new and improved Autumn Ring. So, what they're saying is that Autumn Ring looks a lot smoother. There's lighting changes through the. What they've basically done is they've basically put the day-night transition on it, but it doesn't quite go to nighttime. It's more like, you know, light to slightly darker, and light obviously changes as that happens. It looks pretty good, basically. As you'll see when I'm driving around. It certainly looks like autumn now, which is absolutely great. That's probably the point of the track, was to look like it was in autumn, and, you know, just never did. Alright. Here we go. Alright, brake here. This is one of those tracks where no matter how many times they change the layout, it still feels like it did in Gran Turismo 1. But it's absolutely great to see that they are still trying to improve it. Look at the lighting effects here, it's all very switchable. I do love how the car's like jolting around, like it really is, you know, they've said right. Either be smooth or be slow, that's what this game is really going to come down to. Well, even though all the top GT Academy times right now are, you know, quite drifty and sharp, but, you know, obviously that's a hot lap. There's no tyre wear. You know, in an actual race, you want to be smooth, you want to be consistent. Oh, I love the handling. I mean, it actually feels like I'm driving, you know, a comfy cruiser rather than a little go-kart. Which I think was GT5's biggest flaw. It's like every car could feel like it was a race car, even though it wasn't. But this feels really good, really spot on. And even though I've never driven a 370Z, it still sort of looks right. This is absolutely great. Look at this. I mean, I'm driving terribly, but I'm still having tons of fun. I really am looking forward to driving, you know, like a Civic Type R with really stiff anti-roll bars, just to see if it will, you know, lift the wheel off the ground. The older hot hatch, tripod stance. That would really make the game for me, just being able to make cars tripod. I mean, we can almost do it with these, but obviously it's not stiff enough to actually lift the wheel off the ground. But I do like, you know, being punished for being sloppy, which I am doing. I'm being very sloppy. And I could just like try and see. I try to go around the corner properly, and it's so rewarding. and the back end kicks out like, hey, you know, I'm rear wheel drive, remember? And you get back in line. I suppose, you know, it might feel good just because it's new, but oh my god, was that sparks or was that leaves? I know they've added some leaves where if you go over the certain parts of the trail, it actually like makes the leaves go everywhere. Is it? No, it's not here. Oh well. I keep over revving, it's only because I've got the volume down too low. Can't really hear the car. Now obviously we shouldn't be looking at the AI in the demo because you know, we have been told they're placeholder AI, they're just there to really just be there, they're not the point, they're not the focus of the demo, so I won't rag on them too hard. But yeah, I very much like the handling of the Z in this. Which really, it just makes me, you know, more eager to have the real game and, you know, be able to drive the cars that I usually drive in Gran Turismo, like, you know, the Subaru BRZ, Honda NSX, you know, that sort of stuff. I want to see how those handle. Obviously, you've got to wait until, I think November is the rumoured date. But yeah, that was, I mean, really, I want to get into like a proper like time trial event with this Z, but I don't think there is one. Okay, what a race! What a victory! Well then, Clinton Carbon Cup. That means the door of GT Academy is finally open to you. Now, unfortunately, when you do the GT Academy event itself, it gives you a Z to use, so you know the one you've bought is kind of useless. But I really hope, you know, the whole reason that they let you buy the cars and change colours is because you can keep them in a Gran Turismo 6, but I don't know. That's the hope anyway. Alright, let us do... We'll do a lap of Silverstone. Or maybe not. Oh, it's actually a Bungie qualifier event. Okay. I didn't remember this. GT Academy checkpost over on the legendary Silverstone circuit. It's made of 5 events, all of which feature Nissan 370Z. 4 of those 5 events will be time trials over specific sections of the track, while the final test will be a time trial over the full length of the course. Candidate selection will be based on the result of the last test. Keep trying and believe in yourself. You're sure to nail that super lap in the end. Well, thanks, Lucas. You handsome devil, you. Yeah. Bunch of very short tests here. Obviously to get you used to the actual track, and then you have your full lap attack there. Let's try it. A very short section of the track, I think. Alright. This is Silverstone. All new, rendered new for Gran Turismo 6. This was actually rumoured to be in Gran Turismo 5, but you know, apparently just ended up being in 6 instead. Alright, so driving options. Obviously got to make sure it's a manual, no track control. Everything else is good. So how's the actual record? Well, me, 32.3 seconds. Or no, 35, sorry. Yeah, I'm on my own friends list. I'm sad like that, but oh. Alright, let's give it a whirl. The actual record is 33.9 seconds, if I read it right. So we'll give this a whirl. We'll give like a couple of these events a whirl. Alright. Oh, we've got the tuned 370Z, so this is much more focused than the road going one. Alright. Brake for first corner. Oh, it's come out. Tail has come out. This is a lot quicker, so lots of grip though. See, this feels like it's a race car because it is, you know? there's that difference now between a road-going car and something that's more focused to the track. I'm driving terribly, I'm so sorry. Trying to talk and drive is not recommended. Oh. Right, I was way off. That was a bronze, but we can try again. Nah, I've been driving terribly so far, so I need to redeem myself. Yeah, this car feels so much better than the other Z. Suspension is a lot firmer. You can see there's actually less body roll to tell you that, hey, you know, this car is much stiffer. The rear end loves to come out as well. Keep smooth. Don't just throw it off. Ooh, I don't know what racing line is around here. I tend to like avoid Silverstone. Oh shit, off the track. In games like Forza and like the old Toka games, I wasn't really the best at Silverstone. So I never really learned the proper racing line. Ah, I actually managed to go faster, but invalid. And yeah, I'm not the sort to use, you know, the visual racing line. I don't think that's. I'd rather learn for myself what the racing line is. Right. Well, let's just actually try stay on the track this time. Bit of a drift going on, but nothing that's scrubbed too much speed off. So to the inside. Brake here, or around here. Oh, going a bit wide, bit wide. I think that's the be it. Yeah. Left the track. I've noticed they've really been, you know, they've made the penalties so strict. It's like you can't even put a wheel off the ground without being penalised. Mainly because in the last GT Academy, not the demo but the standalone game, there was a lot of cheating going on, and obviously came to a point where PD were like, okay, for the last event at Motegi, we're gonna make it so strict that you can't use all these off-road tactics to improve your time. You have to do it legit. And so that's carried on to the GT6 demo. Come on. Oh, that was actually a clean lap. Or not lap, but corner. Come on, keep it clean, knock off. Oh, yeah, we go. Still ahead of our ghost, which is good. Clip the inside. Oh, can this be a gold? No, it can't. Our fastest yet, though. We have to scrub off 0.6 to get a gold. I mean, the entire point of getting a gold, I believe, is for the prize that you get at the end. Much like the other GT Academy game, where you got a bunch of GT Academy cars in GT5 for your troubles. I think they're going to do the same thing in this, but I'm not completely sure. See, I'm absolutely like neck and neck with my ghost now. It's pretty cool. Oh, bit too fast coming into that corner, but in my head, no, I'm actually behind. Right, if I go, ah, shit, I'm gonna, yeah. Obviously the curbs, they feel like they're actually, you know, 3D. So when you're on them, it's really hard to get off them. They don't feel flat like they do in Gran Turismo 5. I mean, the road still feels pretty flat, but it's not over. I mean, I can still feel the bumps of Silverstone. That's that. Yeah, that was obviously way too. I'll restart that. Yeah, that was obviously way too deep into the corner, but yeah, the track does seem bumpier than most GT courses usually are, which is good. So I'm hoping that they start redoing a few of the older tracks like that as well. Alright. 370Z, don't let me down. Oh, that was a terrible corner, but stick to it. I try and... oh no, that's gone wrong. Understeer just bit my ass pretty hard. I love, like, you know, when you go off the road and little bits of grass just flying up. I know it's not, you know, it's not the most innovative of things, but I like those little touches. Adds to the whole eye candy thing. Right. I'm ahead, that's good. Oh. Alright, that was perhaps a bad bit of cornering there, but I'm doing okay. Right, coming wide, then just take the apex late. Come on the power earlier. This might be a gold. This might be a gold. Come on, come on. Yeah! Fa! That is too close. I'm determined now. I'm determined. I like how these physics are challenging, but they're encouraging as well. It's like, hey, you could actually scrub off that 0.1 of a second if you just be a bit tight with your cornering. Which, that does not count. Yeah, I've gone completely off-road. Just knock a few signs over. Boop. Oh, that actually went through the car. Might want to fix that on PD. Cones do not go through your car. It's funny though, because the cones, like, they don't break, so it's kind of funny. Just no damage. Let me show you. Bang. No damage. None. Obviously there will be damage in the game, in G6 itself, but obviously they've removed it from the demo. I assume just to keep the size of the demo down, because obviously it's a download. It's a fairly big download, but it's not too big. It's manageable. Oh, back end coming right out. Ah, it's fun though. It's not frustrating. Of course, it will be for someone actually trying to chase like the best time, but someone who's just here to enjoy the game, this is actually really, really fun. Alright, this time I'm going a little bit wide so I don't end up on the grass like I did in my previous lap, so I can just slow right down, take this a bit smoother. Rear end still comes out. It's almost unavoidable. Oh no, I've not done as well. Gotta be smooth, but I'm on a pad, so it's kind of difficult. But it is possible to get gold on a pad. I have done it before. It just took ages. Alright, brake here. Clip the apex, go wide. No, just drift, okay. Right, brake, shift down a few times. Try and... nah. Alright, just try and go around and get on the power early. Yes, yes! Can this be the one? Yes! Yes! Look at that! Oh! I know there's people who have passed with even, you know, smaller margins, but you know, it's awesome when you do it. It really is. It's just the Gran Turismo thing that, you know, yeah, it's great to blast gold times to smithereens, but when you do it by a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a second, it's so good. So good. It's good to see that, you know, even though they're chasing the whole realism thing, Gran Turismo, it still feels like Gran Turismo. My event ranking was 169,232. Yeah, I'm not the best, by any means. Although in my defense, I have not had much practice. Pretty much what you're seeing on the screen is as much practice as I've gotten for the past month or so. Speaking of past month or so, On the 28th, which is in 2 or 3 days, depending on when this goes out, there'll be a new event, and that'll be the event that unfortunately got spoiled. A while ago, but for those who don't know what it is, the prize will be there for you at the 28th. And yes, for those who did see my PSN, yeah, that's my Japanese one. I couldn't think of anything at the time, so I thought, you know what, I like lot bunnies, so I put I like lop. I wanted to put I like lot bunnies, but it's too long for a PSN, so I shouldn't have to explain myself to you. Anyway, that's it for this episode of it's not really a Let's Play, it's just first impressions of the GT Academy 2013 game powered by Gran Turismo 6, which really means it's a GT6 demo. That's all it means. I really want to see what this gallery is, to be honest, but I mean, I understand that, you know, that's where you save your replays, but I should really save one and actually see what happens when you do it. But yeah, there you go. As the actual qualifier ends in 3 days, or 4 days, near enough. But yeah, that's all from me. Very much enjoying GT6. I do have the Anniversary Edition pre-ordered. As far as UK pre-orders go, I've only seen the Anniversary Edition at GameStop UK. I have not seen it at, you know, Game, Amazon, Shop2. It's still very early days though, so they might appear. But, you know, I got my pre-order in early at GameStop anyway. It doesn't say exclusive to GameStop, but that's for the US, but not for the UK, so who knows where else it might appear. But obviously the standard edition is already everywhere to pre-order anyway, so if you're not already pre-ordered, you should. I mean, you really should. I mean, judging from demos are there to judge the, you know, what the real thing will be like, and from this, I can tell that I'm gonna enjoy GT6 a lot, especially as they're saying, right, we're only going to improve on GT5. We're not going to take anything away. We're not going to do anything worse. Although, of course, everyone says that, but I guess you can't really do worse than GT5, can you? Nah, I love GT5. It's just I prefer GT4, and GT2 still remains, you know, the top game. I think that the variety of cars in GT2, I want to see that in GT6. I want to see, you know, just the army of tuner cars. I want to see, you know, a Ford Mondeo. I want to see an Accord Type R. You know, I want to see all these really unknown but cool cars in GT6. Obviously, it's too late because it's obviously, you know, they obviously probably finished up with making cars and are now trying to make the game bug-free and hopefully hack-free. Apparently the last 2 updates for GT5 has just been hack prevention, which is, you know, a bit shitty. I mean, you know, you shouldn't really be hacking games. It's not really nice for people who don't hack, you know, play fair and all that. Unless you don't play online, which is, you know, offline, do what you want, you know, but online, no, you got to look out for other people. But yeah, enough rabbiting on from me. That has been it. I've been looking at the GT6 demo. Very nice demo. I won't be deleting on my hard drive. I mean, I actually still have the GT5 demo and the GT Academy 2012 game on my hard drive. I don't know why. Maybe there's a prize for keeping them later on in life. Who knows, but oh well. Anyway, I'll see you all later. And as I say that, the screensaver comes on. Let's just see what's going to show us. Never actually gotten to this before. It's a leaf handling like gelatin. Look at this. What's that suspension? It's practically driving on the door handles. And that's a great way to end, I think, just watching a leaf driving on its door handles. See, and again, it's practically scraping the ground as it comes through. Yeah, I'll see you guys later.